Gunline. Fire mission coming down, y'all. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where you just sit back and chop it up like we would out in the field. So go on ahead and pop a squat because it's about to get hot. You are on the gun line now. So today should have been released an episode that I was supposed to record last week, but per usual, no call, no show. You know what I'm saying? It's all gravy, baby. Though we're gonna keep on going. You can see my cat back there. That's old Mr. Howie, named after Howie Long, famous Raider. Because he's got the Raiders colors going. Long story. Go Pack, go though. Don't get it twisted. Go Pack, go. Anywho, I hope everybody's doing well out there. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning here, 6th February 2024, 8:30 a.m. I'm up early grinding, baby. I had to take my kids to school, and then I got an appointment that I got to take one to later on. So I'm knocking this one out, time meow. And hopefully it'll be a good one for y'all. If this is your first time here, my name is Lopez. This is the Under Gunline podcast, where normally I like to just recreate conversations that we used to have out in the field when we were bored. And those conversations that sometimes we try to have out here within the civilian sector with others, it kind of seems to throw them off, and you get those crazy dudes like, what's wrong with this dude? And not only that, but I like to recreate the familiarity of being able to express yourself without any consequence or any uh you don't have to be filtered, censored. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to edit yourself. Just be you the way it used to be. Because there was no judgment back then. You know what I'm saying? And I miss that. I really, really miss that. And I know there's a lot of veterans that miss it as well. Hence why we hang out here on the gun line. With that being said, if this is your first time here, do me a quick solid and smash that subscribe button. From there, I need you to go ahead and give me the thumbs up or thumbs down somewhere in the middle of this video. Let me know that you're digging it or not digging it. But ultimately, I need you to comment and let me know what I did that you were digging, what I didn't do that, or maybe what I could have do to improve it. Or even just put A, B, C, D, E, F. As long as YouTube reads that there's some kind of communication between each other, it creates engagement, which then creates this to get out more to those who want to see this. You know what I'm saying? So like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Today, y'all, we're going to talk about something that's on my mind. I saw a video yesterday, and I'll play it here in a second. And it has to do with toxicity in the military. I see a lot of new school or new generation soldiers or service members saying that they have so much toxic leadership. You know what I'm saying? And but we're gonna delve into that a little bit more as soon as I get that video going. What I do want to do right now, I want to go ahead and start off this podcast with a medic reaction. And this medic is gonna be war_hamster6 on the TikToks. I started watching her and she has me dying. It's cool to see a different personality on there. It's not always just talking, it's just something different. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share this screen and share this audio, and let's see what we're reacting to. From what I see already, all right, I haven't seen it yet. What I see already though, this is definitely the shenanigans that happens out in the field, or definitely on deployment. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of crap that goes down. I'm not gonna lie. Give me a second here while I look up something real quick. I'll definitely have to check this in 1 second. All right, with that being said, let's hear what Ms. Warhamster has to say. And here we go. All right, I'm already seeing that they look like they're playing chicken. All right. But looks like we got a Opie back there. Oh, redheaded. Damn, he's got to be the redheaded stepchild right there. You know what? If this was a different type of video, you got one black guy, two black guys, maybe a third black guy back there, but he's definitely not white. And then a white boy in the middle. Kind of reminds me of a certain video that I've seen before. But I'm going to leave it at that. If you know, you know. All right, let's go. All right. I'm just going to let it roll.
First off, I'd like to say, starting off on a good note, I'm very proud of you for wearing your eye gear.
There you
Okay,
go.
good job. 2. I don't know if there is a diagnosis code for jousting. I don't know. I've never had.
Jousting. That's what that shit is. They're doing. They're playing chicken. Look, for those of you that are only listening to it on the podcast, you had these service members. Um, one's piggybacking one, one's piggybacking the other, and they go heads up. It looks. I don't know what they are. Those crutches or what is it that they're carrying? Oh, it looks like some kind of like those ski picks. I don't know what the hell that is, but here we go. Fucking jarheads. Again, man, this is the type of shit that goes down out there in the field or on deployment for
So I'd
sure.
like to say, starting off on a good
And
note,
they did have their
I'm
eye
very
pro.
proud of you for wearing your eye gear. Okay, good job. 2. I don't know if there is a diagnosis code for jousting. I don't know. I've never had to type in and find a medical diagnosis code for jousting.
It's called
But
having
there's
fun.
a diagnosis code for getting bit by a turtle.
Oh
There's a
damn.
diagnosis code for peeing on your friends after they got stung by a jellyfish. Maybe. But jousting?
Hey, sometimes they pee on their friends on that boat just for fun. I'm saying. You know, I just realized I'm in the wrong view here. Ain't that about a bitch? There we go.
We want to document this really well. So if this
Hmm.
ends up with a service related injury, you're covered. Okay? All right? One team, one fight.
That's right. What were we writing under though?
What would you like us to put for this? Hmm?
I would say, it could go under simulated combatives. You got to train like you fight, right? Oh, here's somebody put simulated historical combat training. There you go. Alternative weapons training. Just put USMC. Everything else is self-explanatory. Yeah, Marines being Marines, definitely, definitely. I mean, clearly it's a cavalry-related injury. Oh God, obstacle course challenge. You know what? It was just I would put it. I would file this under team morale boosting scenario. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Warhamster, you the shit. I'm gonna start using you to open up some of these podcasts because it makes me feel a certain type of way. So thank you for that. Now let's go into what we want to talk about. Here we go.
Can we appreciate good leadership for once? And I don't know who need to hear that, but can we appreciate good leadership for once? We love to talk about toxic leadership till we blue in the face, but can we talk about the Marines that decided to stay despite the bullshit that was going on?
Mm-hmm.
Despite the obstacles that were in their path, they still overcame them.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the adversity, they still stayed. Yeah, they could have got out, went to another organization that would have appreciated their leadership abilities, appreciate their talents, paid them more, but besides that, they still stayed. You know, the leadership that gave up time with their family so you can spend time with your family. Meanwhile, you still complain about the toxic leadership. Can we talk about them for a second? You know, the ones that spoke your name in rooms that you weren't allowed in,
That's right,
presented
Staff Sergeant.
opportunities to doors you thought were closed. Can we talk about good leadership? Because all we talk about is bad. Meanwhile, they work hard. Meanwhile, they go unnoticed. Meanwhile, everybody says the organization is filled with toxic leadership. Whole time there's Marines busting their ass.
Yep.
That actually give a fuck. Can we talk about them for once?
100% with Staff Sergeant over here. I think it says Staff Sergeant Thigpen. 100% agree with him. Look, I've been out the Army now 9 years. All right, 9 years I've been out, and I get it. People tell me that I need to let it go. Let go of what? You know, I will never let go of a life that I loved. All right, I'm not in there trying to make policy. I'm not trying to make corrections or changes. If I see a soldier out of regs, unless it's like super fucking, I'll still ask him, pull him to the side, like, hey, brother, can this, that, or the other. You know what I mean? Anywho, but what he's saying here, it speaks 1,000% truth. It seems that there's a small minority out there with a loud voice. All right, and that's because these cats just want to go out there and point everything that's wrong out, but never want to give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? And that right there, it needs to be normalized. Just like, for example, when we do counselings, we're always told, you're gonna go ahead and put like, the some of the positives that the soldier's been doing or the service member's been doing. You know what I mean? You don't want to always be negative, negative, negative. I get that there's toxic leadership, but there's a difference between toxic leadership and there's also a difference between holding up standards. You know, and just because somebody is not giving way or bowing down to letting you skate through with low standards doesn't mean they're toxic. They just want to see you succeed. I'll be the first one to say I was not the greatest NCO. I was not. But I'll tell you what, as an NCO, I did care about my damn soldiers. I did make sure that they had everything they needed. I did make sure that their welfare was taken care of before my own. I, oh my God. Um, and I would get upset and I would yell sometimes. I would get loud, but it wasn't to berate or to embarrass someone. It was more out of frustration. I was frustrated that I saw so much potential in someone and that I try to extract that potential and have them challenge it, knowing well that they could do it, but they were just giving up on themselves. So I had to find different ways to do it to motivate them. You know what I'm saying? And again, I wasn't the greatest NCO, but I think that I'd be fair to say that I was better than your average NCO because I saw a lot of NCOs out there, staff sergeants and sergeant first classes even, and not even one first sergeant who I'm not even going to bring him up, but that they were more or less just chair filling. They were just filling the slot, trying to make their NCOs. I'm not NCOs, trying to make themselves look like they're great NCOs or try to be liked by the soldiers instead of doing what their job was to teach, coach, and mentor. You know, I could think of many times when I was in 19 Field Artillery out of Fort Stewart. I would take my section out to the motor pool, and I would tap on one of them like, "Hey, you go ahead and give yourself a manual move order." I will show them how to do it on the PDFCS, how to give themselves a manual move order. Then they'll drive around the fucking motor pool, come back and occupy. And I would just be in there as a kind of like their gunner. I'll be there to assist, but I'll be waiting for them to be the one in charge. When in charge, take charge, right? And that would be my way of training them, and so they could learn not only as to how we do our jobs, but why we do it a certain way. And that's always been my favorite way of teaching is hands on. Because I could read a book to you all day, and I could draw on the easel board, but it's not gonna make sense until you put it into action. Anywho, but there at the same time there were, I'm not gonna throw no section chiefs under the bus, but there were other section chiefs from either the different platoon or within my platoon that were MIA. They weren't at the motor pool, and their soldiers were, and their soldiers would come into my gun, and they'd be like, "Hey, Esan Lopez, can we hang out with you? Can we learn what you're teaching?" Yeah, no doubt. And I would take them through like just gunners testing. If you're a field artilleryman, you understand what I'm talking about. ASPT, gunners testing, all that good stuff. Because that was my job. You know what I'm saying? That was my job. There's only so much shit that you can fill their day with, though. Once we were done with any kind of training, I kick them loose. I'll be like, "Hey, go take care of any personal matters that you have." Now, that point right there, that's on you to take care of any personal matters that you need to take care of. As an adult, I expect you to do that. Now, if you're going to decide to go fuck off and go to your barracks and rest until I text you to come down to formation, that's on you. I didn't ever want to hear like, "Oh, we didn't have time to do this or didn't have time to do it." Bullshit. I gave you time. I gave you fucking time to do it. Don't bullshit. Oh, you want to go to finance now? Now you want to go to finance during my time, my training time? Nah, homie. I gave you time yesterday. Why didn't you go to finance? You know what I'm saying? But they will consider that toxic leadership nowadays because you know what? You made them accountable for shit they had to do. So anywho, 100% with that staff star. And also there's a lot of toxic fucking soldiers. Look, soldiers. service. I'm gonna specifically talk to the soldiers. Look, soldiers, negativity can spread like a fucking wildfire. All it takes is one person to just be talking masa the whole fucking time, talking shit about how much they hate it. Well, you know what? There's easy ways to get out the fucking military nowadays. All right, there's easy ways. Get out. You don't want to serve your contract. You don't want to serve honorably. Get out. And you know what? Make way for the next person that wants to come in that wants to be a soldier. And the reason that I'm so adamant and so passionate about this because it took my ass over 1 year to become a soldier. All right, I had to do certain things in my background in order to qualify to join the United States Army. And I didn't take that shit very lightly. All right, so when people have they come in with such ease nowadays. They don't have to go through hard basic training or tough basic. I'll say tough, not hard, but tough basic training to weed out the weak. I think a lot of these toxic ass soldiers would be weeded out if we brought back boot camp standards as they used to be. I don't care if you go 90s, even early 2000s. You know, go. I'll just say this: pre ACU Army. Let's go back to BDU Army. You know what I'm saying? BDU standards. All right. And like Urena was saying that one time on the podcast, maybe it's because it was a garrison army back then. They were a lot more tight on the standards. It doesn't matter to. I mean, whether it's war army or garrison army, you know, you need to train as you fight. I think. Again, who am I? I'm just a veteran talking shit. I got a microphone on a laptop, but at the same time, I'm somebody that was I the greatest soldier? No, absolutely not. I got my Article 15. You know what I'm saying? I got my Article 15. If y'all want to know what it's for, go back a couple of episodes. You'll find it somewhere in there. Now, I'll just tell you, I got caught, being fucked up out in Baghdad. Hey, I caused it upon myself. I caused it upon myself. No fucking excuses. But I got my Article 15, my 45, and guess what? I still made sergeant in 3 years and staff sergeant in 4 years. You know why? Because I bounced back from that fucking experience. All right. I wasn't going to let that shit hold me down. I wasn't going to blame anybody for my motherfucking mistakes. But, anyways, back to the negativity spreading like wildfire. A lot of cats, when they join the military, they want to, they like the sense of belonging. I know I do. I like the sense of belonging. That's why I did a lot of crazier things in my past because I like that sense of belonging to a group or something bigger than myself. All right. And sometimes in order to feel like you are part of the group or like you are so that you're not excluded, you'll start going along with the wave of negativity. All it takes is a couple of fucking bad apples, man. Oh, this place sucks. Oh, we're going to the field again. Yeah, you're going to the field, especially if you're artillery. Fool, it's in the MOS title, field artillery. How do you think we make our money, huh? Anywho, shout out to Staff Sergeant Thigpen, United States Marine Corps. You are on it, man. Let's elevate our good NCOs that are out there. The ones that, like he said, behind closed doors are talking good about their Joes. I'll tell you what. We used to have when we used to send people to promotion board, or to schools, to WLC or BLC as it's called now. There would be a chiefs meeting with the platoon sergeant, and be like, okay, I'm gonna send this guy, or I'm gonna send that guy, or I'm gonna send this guy, and you had to explain why. What have they done? You know what I mean? And y'all, they didn't see that back there. I didn't understand that until I got to that level. You know what I mean? So E1, 3, 4, I get it. You guys are lost in the sauce because all you're needed is for his neck down. But your NCOs are even one of my Joes, who I know that he was probably my only Joe that I could say we truly had a dislike for each other, and his name was McMillan. McMillan, if you ever see this, it was never out of hate for you, man. It was out of it was all business. And the thing was that he couldn't keep it professional, even though this kid has so much potential. But there were times where his military bearing was lacking, his immaturity showed, but I wanted to send him to the E5 board because I thought that we promote based on potential. All right, and I figured that with the added responsibilities that he would get, that I would provide to him, that he would start making his way towards becoming a more professional acting soldier. All right. Long story short, he ended up going to a different platoon. I ended up going to a gun truck platoon, and he fell under another NCO afterwards. So what I'm saying though at the end is talk. Let's elevate some of those NCOs out there that are fighting the good fight for you all. All right. And not only that, hey, you know what? Shout out to the officers. I tend to leave officers out a lot because I can't speak on their lane. It's that officer business is officer business, NCO business is NCO business. So it's hard for me to speak on officer business when I don't know it. But I know that there are some officers out there that they have their hearts in the right place and they want to help a soldier. Hey, there goes there. If you're looking at my at the podcast right now, if you're viewing it, there's my cat back there. That is Smokey. So you're gonna hear the dog start going crazy here in a second. But anyways, so shout out to those officers out there. Shout out to my old battery commander, Captain Martin. Well, Major Martin now, probably Lieutenant Colonel Martin. But that was my homie. I'm not my homie, but he was one of my, if not best commanders that I had. I think that him and Captain Foisey, probably Lieutenant Colonel Foisey or retired Foisey, I don't know, Major Foisey, I don't know. But they were both great and NCO supporting officers. And they let NCOs handle NCO business and let us do what we're there for. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. There's a big split between NCOs and officers, and it was because officers, to us, to the NCO Corps, officers are more the planning. They do the planning, right? And us as the NCOs do the training and the executing. All right. So when it comes to like soldier business, that's NCO business. So, anyways, I'll leave it at that. And let's go ahead and check out this next video. Anyway, shout out to those non-toxic officers and NCOs and leadership that that are actually out there standing up for their Joes. This cat that I'm gonna play next. You know what? Shout out to Deadlift Dad real quick. Shout out Deadlift Dad. But this Joe here reminds me of some of the soldier styles that were coming in when I was on my way out.
You shouldn't join the military in 2024. Don't swipe away, hear me out. Why should you care what I have to think? First of all, I served on active duty in the Marine Corps for 4 years.
I remember
All right, before we let Deadlift Dad, you know what? Let's let Deadlift Dad do your thing.
veterans like you did 4 years scrubbing a toilet. Play the national anthem. You did 4 years scrubbing a toilet, and now you over here wearing the uniform, but you're telling people not to join, flashing statistics, discouraging people from joining. But I'm going to tell you right now, the glasses and looking like Harry Potter and telling people not to join isn't going to cut it. You understand? All your statistical errors are not going to cut it. Listen, we're going to be gripping and rip it. We're the greatest nation in the world.
Grip it and rip it, baby.
Do you understand? We got great benefits. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you're using those benefits right
Facts.
now, but yet you tell people not to join. I'm just saying, you use those same benefits, but you tell people not to join, and you say it's not. The circle of life continues. Grip it and rip it. Peace.
Fucking facts. All right, so this Joker here. All right.
You shouldn't join the military in 2024. Don't swipe.
So no, I think first of all he should say, if you look like me or if you act like me, the military isn't for you. That's what he should say starting off.
Away, hear me out. Why should you care what I have to think? First of all, I served on active duty in the Marine Corps for 4 years.
All right. So let me ask you, you served in the Marine Corps for 4 years in active duty. Why do you have a BDU top or what? I forgot what they call them. I don't know what class uniforms those are for them. But for us, those are BDUs. And I know that 4 years ago, unless I'm mistaken, they still had this camouflage pattern. They were still using the digitals. So yeah, that's one. Secondly, I don't even think that a fucking Marine Corps recruiter would even look at you twice. They'd probably throw your ass out. I'm sure you couldn't even do one pull-up. I'm pretty positive of that. I mean, it looks like you have a big brain because of that 5 head you got going on up there. You look more like somebody who would have been in the Army, and your MOS would have been something along the lines of no, I'm not gonna put them down like that. You'd probably be a cook. You'd probably be, or you'd probably be maybe Calf Scout. I'm just fucking with y'all, Calf Scouts. I'm fucking with y'all. I wouldn't even put that into your fucking category. Anyways, now he looks more like he would be in like the S shop, working like in commo or something. Just too nerdy. He wouldn't be able to handle the fucking combat arms. And honestly, I wish I could find the whole videos to see what he has to say. But to me, he just looks like somebody who got bullied and punked.
I remember
Because he was a piece of shit soldier. That's all there's to it. You know, he looks like the type that was a piece of shit soldier, and because he wasn't getting his way, probably got out, and as Deadlift Dad was pointing out, is probably using the benefits that he earned from being in the service. You know, if you don't want, here's the thing: if you don't want to join the military, don't fucking join it. If you're not ready to be in an organization that's going to have standards, that has a way of dress, a uniform, that may or may not have leadership that will expect high standards than you're used to, then the military is not for you. It's not. It's definitely not, unless you're willing to make those changes. All right. And that's where boot camp comes in. Again, I bring it back down to basic training. If they break the civilian out of these guys, if they turn them into the soldiers they're supposed to be or service members, they would serve with pride. All right. What happened to being proud of your service? You know what I'm saying? What happened to be wearing that uniform with pride? Now you see these ragtag looking motherfuckers out there looking like they just pulled out the goddamn uniform out of a dryer, slapped it on, patches all on crooked. If you were high speed, you would have them sewn on. You know, I saw a PFC in the Army. I saw Army PFC who had her PFC rank sewn on. Props. Sewn onto her blouse. Props. Because homegirl knows what's up. She knows what high standards look like, and if you look like a professional soldier, you'll act like a professional soldier. Speaking of professional soldiers, here's one that is not.
Y'all, I'm really tired of these higher ranking motherfuckers. Like, y'all be acting so entitled. Like, you can't get your ass beat like somebody out on the streets. I don't know why you act like that.
All right. So I know this video is old. But it popped up. And is she wrong? 100%. 100%. I'm gonna put it like this. You want to go to the streets on this? Let's talk about it. If you're out on the streets, if you're about that life out on the streets, you are not going to go on social media and call them out like that. If you're out on the streets, you're going to go look for them and handle your business. All right? Because what you're doing here, that's some dumb shit trying to make yourself sound like you're like about it. But you ain't about it. You ain't. You corny. You corny for doing this.
It's no reason. Just because you have rank on your chest, why are you disrespectful? Why are you rude? Why do you think that this rank's finna save you from an ass whooping?
Finna. Going to. Finna is not a word. I know it's some kind of a, what do they call that now? That Ebonics talk? They try to justify it by calling it African American vernacular. Yeah, so sound uneducated. Even though finna probably comes from fixing to, which would make better sense, fixing to than finna. But yeah, I digress.
A old-fashioned ass whooping. I don't know why y'all think that this rank is going to save y'all.
If you feel about it that way, why don't you go and tap her? You should have gone. Well, let's continue.
Like, outside of this little Call of Duty stuff.
This right here. This pissed me off. She's a Sergeant E5. And she's out there making videos, calling it Call of Duty. You obviously have never deployed, or you would know it's furthest from Call of Duty than you would ever know. But you know what? Whatever.
Baby, you're nothing. You
need to
are
go smoke yourself.
nothing. And I think most of y'all stay in just to say, oh, I was a colonel, I was a sergeant major, I was this, and that of the damn army. Like, bro, this shit don't mean nothing outside of the army. Outside of the military, this don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. And like I said, you can still get your ass beat. Like, I really don't understand why y'all be thinking that this shit is fin to save y'all.
It's fin to save y'all. Again, if you bite about it like that. Oh, by the way, when I said smoke yourself, I meant to go smoke yourself by doing push-ups, not the other way before somebody takes that shit twisted. But again, this young lady over here, this young NCO, I don't know if she's a Bucks aren't, but what you're doing here is it's like sex with a fat woman in an elevator. It's just wrong on so many levels.
outside of this, it's really ridiculous because y'all think y'all can talk to people any way y'all want to. Respect goes both ways, baby.
Agreed.
If you're not giving me respect, I will not give you respect at all. Like, at all. I'm in my car coming to my appointment, and this major was trying to cross the road. So I stopped.
As you should. Pedestrians do have the right of way.
And I was like doing this, like to allow her to cross the road. She looking at me. I'm looking at her.
Well, somebody could probably taken the way you did that as a hurry the fuck up.
And she's just staring at me, rolling her eyes like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. We do not care. We do not care. I don't give a fuck about that eye rolling. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, take this uniform off. Y'all be acting like y'all can't catch the fade. I was actually...
So when we tell people stop acting like you're back on the block, this is what we mean.
being nice. Because normally I just go about my business. I don't care who's crossing the road. Like, I'll stop, like, if they're in the road. Like, but if you're on the side, I'm sitting here letting you go, and
You're not letting her go. Pedestrians have the right of way. Again. And then your little hand movement, the way you did it right now, it kind of looked like you were saying, hurry the fuck up. I'm trying to get somewhere.
I don't got time for all that. I don't have time.
But you have time to come on here and make a fucking video of bitching and complaining about another person crossing in front of you.
I am not with all that. I don't give a fuck. I'm being nice, allowing you to cross the fucking road. I can give two fucks about you. Like, I could give two fucks about anybody. I really don't care. I'm trying to make it to my appointment on time, and you're giving me...
So whose fault is it that you're not on time? Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Remember the 7 Ps? NCO?
attitude.
Let me take that back. Sergeant, stripe wear.
Because I allowed you to cross the road?
Again, pedestrians have the right of way.
Like, is it because I'm black? I'm just playing, but no, for real. Like, y'all just be acting entitled. Like, I don't know. What did I do for you to be rolling your eyes and acting crazy? Like,
you did this. Like, hurry the fuck up. You could have just waved like, hey, you know, that's all you had to do.
Like, come on, sis.
If she's already crossing the road and you're telling her to cross the road, again, that's more of a sign of like, hurry the fuck up. And yeah, anyway.
You could catch the fade.
You catch the fade. Talking like a fucking valley girl from goddamn San Fernando. Anyway, you ain't catching no fades. You get your ass whipped by that major. Anyways, again, another reason I'm gonna keep it. I was gonna keep them off my gun line. Just keep them off my gun line.
Take the uniform off, baby. Like, I'm with all of it.
Are you? Then why didn't you go tell her? Why didn't you go tell her? All I'm saying is, if you about that life, why didn't you go tell her that? You should have gone, be like, hey, you know what, ma'am? First of all, go up, salute her, and then tell her, you know what, ma'am? Do we have any issues? Because if we do, you know, I know where there's a wood line, and we go take off our blouse and go at it, you know, and then afterwards, put our blouses back on. I'll salute you. Have a very good day. Be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how it's handled out in the combat arms. I'm just saying. And again, you salute the rank, you respect the rank, not the person. All right? Respect the rank, not the person. Anywho, she could catch the fade. She finna catch a fade. Dumbass broad. All right, and then to end it all up, see, and you know what? Those toxic ass leaders, that's where that's who they are right there. That's who they are. That chick right there is definitely somebody who's toxic. But she's probably one of the cool NCOs, so you know, everybody loves her, but she's garbage. All right, moving on. Last but not least, we're gonna give a big shout out to my homeboy over here, Big Chief 13 Bravo, out of on the TikToks. Shouting him out because somebody had hit him out about some advice. Let's see the video.
First of all, congrats, good choice, and good luck. Good question. I'm gonna have to be real with you. I don't know.
All right. So the question is, I'm going to be a 13 Bravo. Could you tell me what it will be like? All right. Let's hear what you got, Big Chief.
And I say that because I served during the Stone Age. Man, that was a long time ago, but it
For
really
real, right?
wasn't. But it was before women were allowed in
Preach.
artillery. During my final years, I was hearing about females going through BOLOC. That's the basic leader officer course for officers and stuff. And I was like, ooh, I was like, I get the hell up out of here. No, I'm good. Because being in an all male unit was just so much easier. So much easier. You can call it misogynistic all you want. I do not care.
It's not misogynistic, my boy. It's it was one of the last places where men could be fucking men and not have to have any fucking repercussions about the way we speak or the way we act. If we wanted to run around butt getting naked, we could.
I will wear that. But I was hearing horror stories out of them female units. But let me get off of that, put you on some game. Best advice I can tell you is go from light to heavy. Do not go from heavy to light. You
100.
regret it.
100% what he is saying right there, big homie. If you can, find yourself an artillery piece that is light. And by light, I'm not talking 777. I'm talking about 119er. That's where you will learn how to be an artilleryman. And unless you go into, well, if you do go to a towed 777 unit, learn how to do degraded operations. All right. Learn how to do degraded operations. What does that mean? That means that you're not going to have anything digital. Learn how to be an artilleryman because you can see those fucking bubbles all day. Not bubbles. You can chase that little gumball all day long, however the fuck they work that digital stuff. But at the end of the day, it's nothing like firing just off the collimator or the aiming poles and trusting in your skills.
Have fun, learn the 650 and the Dash 10, and be the
Facts.
best red leg you can be. First of all,
Facts. So 100% 650-10, that those should be your Bibles. All right. You should be in that bad boy as much as you can. Have pride in yourself. Many artillerymen came before you. There will be many after you. You know, I will say this to this young man: be ready to hump rounds. Be ready to be out there and lifting heavy shit. All right. You're gonna bitch, you're gonna complain. It's gonna happen, bro. It will. It really will because we all do it. All right. But I would definitely say, get up on your artillery knowledge, your artillery skills proficiency test. Try to be the number one man if you can. 9 times out of 10, when you get to a unit, there's already going to be a number one man already on there, especially if you go mechanized. Mechanized is fun and all, but it's not. I went mechanized for the first 6 years, 5 or 6 years of my artillery or my army career, and it was great. I mean, I loved it. It was the Cadillac of fucking artillery, And when everything was working good on it, it was good. However, you get too used to that digital life. You get too used to pushing buttons. Lay, load, lay. You get too used to that. Oh shit, servo's got to turn on. Oh, hydraulics got to turn that on. Hey, auto lift to 1200, whatever. That's all there's to that. And then because the fire mission comes digitally, you just push and it goes to it. You want to be high speed? Learn how to joystick on there. You learn how to joystick, you on it. But honestly, I would learn if they put you in a mechanized unit, learn how to do degraded operations. Learn all about it. All right. Learn how to reciprocal lay. I mean, all of that is going to come to you with time. But for the first year, I would say just go hard at learning your advanced party, learning what learning T Labs PAP, learning the sequence to it. And try to get as much knowledge from your chief as you can. All right. And if the biggest piece of advice I can give you is going to be don't just learn how to do it, but try to understand why we do it that certain way. And tell your chief, hey chief, on your downtime, hey chief, can you show me how to do the gunner's position? Can you show me what is it that I got to do for the infrared and micrometer test? What does the gunner's test consist of? How do we do direct fire? all that good stuff right there, because it'll be beneficial to you when you go up in rank. Learn how to fill out your damn paperwork. You're gonna learn how to do. I can't remember what it's called right now off the top of my dome, but yeah, learn how to do that paperwork, because if you're off one round, you're fucked. Learn your shell fuse combinations. All right, those are very, very important. So, anywho, with that said, this has been my podcast for the day. Um, that's all I got. I'm not gonna waste any more of y'all's time. Maybe we should end it with see. You know what? Let's end it with seeing what's out on the worlds of the TikTok. How about that? Let's see if we got anybody on there. Just because we got, I wanted to do a 45 minute, but let's see what's on TikTok, y'all. I'm not gonna show y'all my algorithm because that should be going crazy sometimes. Let's see. Don't know you. Don't know you. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm presenting right now, right? Okay, cool. Share screen. All right. Audio share. All right, let's see what we got out here. Okay, don't care about that. I don't care. Oh, let's hear some Salvi shit. This guy. Okay, so let's see what we got to say. This is a guerrilla fighter from El Salvador. This is in Usulután, El Salvador, 1990.
Por ahí de las 7 de la mañana hasta las 4 de la tarde
They started fighting from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
con tropas del batallón atonal. Entonces, o
Okay.
sea,
Battalion Atonal Battalion was fighting.
en el combate prácticamente nosotros, o sea, hicimos numerosas bajas al enemigo,
During the combat, we took down various enemies.
donde hubo un momento de que, producto de la desesperación del enemigo y su
And there was a point during the battle that the enemy, due to their inability
incapacidad
and
ante nuestras fuerzas,
against our
o sea, y
forces
combatir prácticamente solo
and fighting us, only infantry.
infantería, o sea, se obligó a un momento de
They were obligated to
sus medios aéreos.
use the aerial assets.
Por ejemplo, por ahí por las 4 de la tarde, o sea,
And around 4
nuestras
p.m.,
unidades abrieron fuego sobre
our
varios
units
jefes,
started firing,
lo cual nosotros, o sea, las fuerzas le pegaron, pues,
and our forces hit it,
fue totalmente derribada, cayendo de un solo hacia el suelo,
and it crashed into the ground
en medio de nuestras fuerzas,
right into between our
donde
forces.
murieron sus tripulantes y
Their crew members died.
que se comenzó a combatir desde por
Ah,
ahí.
that's all we got out of that one. My bad. That used to be my job, so I know how to translate. All right. Oh, hold on. What's this?
What's up, my man? Thanks for coming out. Hey, what's good, dude? Long time. Hey, I just wanted to introduce you to my two buddies. They're both former Marines. Hey, what's up, son? You're Army. Means you're a pussy. What are you up to these days? Obviously, remind Army, you guys suck. Talk about how much of a beast I was over 240 back in the day. What do you do for work? Oh, for work. Guess I'm trying to do some contracting work. I got fired from my bartending job for being too aggressive. It's not about that life. You should also check out this kit I got. It's all Gucci'd out. It's got a loan to buy it, dude. It was like only 30-40%. Rip those dudes off. Yeah, don't want to see that.
All right, so that's obviously an over exaggerated bro vet. Again, there's a difference. Vet bro vets.
And sorry, you were in the Marines as well? We haven't met. Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, I was in the Marines as well. Also a machine gunner. What are you up to now? Nothing too crazy, man. Just doing a PhD in physics here.
Goddamn.
Phase transitions at quantum critical points. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. But what? You said you were a machine gunner before? Yeah, with him, actually, believe it or not. I actually can't. They're just both opposite ends of the spectrum.
Facts. Yeah, they're definitely on the opposite ends. There's no in between, I guess, huh?
3 more strikes over the weekend. Let's keep this party going. Air Force, Navy. Let's turn up the heat a little bit. Jesus Christ, will you stop already? Let me think about that for a second. No, not just no, fuck no. All you had to do was not touch the boats and keep your fucking hands to yourself. But no, you chuckle fucks didn't want to listen to reason, so now you get to deal with the repercussions of your actions. If you continue this bombardment, I will have no choice but to cut the internet cable in the Red Sea. Oh,
I heard about that.
Oh, no. Oh, now we're getting serious. How will I be able to send my slideshows to people? How will I register for a hunting license? How am I going to remind strangers that Texas is the greatest state in the Union?
Goddamn right. God bless Texas.
Oh no, my Feet Finder account is useless now.
Abu said my feet finder. Hey, who be looking up them wiki feets though? No lie. Y'all know y'all be looking at those celebrity feets. Some of them got some twisted ass looking toes. Ew.
You know, Florida, sometimes I don't know when you're joking. I'm not. 50% of my revenue's from that part of the world. Gross. Anyways, look, I get it. You guys don't have a space program, but we do. And then there's a civilian one, which puts up satellites that have internet. And there's a clause in there that says if I need internet, he gives it to me. So your logic is to cut off your access to the outside world so you can't tell anybody what we're doing inside your area. Well, when you say it like that, does not sound like a very good idea. Do it. No one will hear you scream.
Hey, that was pretty funny one. Sometimes I've been watching some of these good and they're kind of like meh. That one was actually kind of funny. I have some videos that were sent to me. Give me a second. I want to see what we got. All right. So bear with me while I go to my messages. Let's see what we got here. All right. So all right. So here we go. No, I already sent. No. That's from the old lady's content. I guess I didn't have any coming in, so my bad.
It's like the United States.
Oh, whoops.
One day from Mexico to
stop sharing. All right, y'all. That's it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. Thank you for giving me your time again. I hope y'all got something out of this. If you went the whole way through, do me a solid. If you can, just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know how it went. I'm always down to clown around like Charlie Brown. So till next time, I'll catch you on the gun line. This has been the On the Gun Line podcast with Lopez here. Be on the lookout for either Word on the Streets episodes or D-Lo the Vet Bro reactions. Because we have the Vet Bro reactions coming up. Actually, oh shit, is today a reaction day? Today Monday or Tuesday? Damn it, it's Tuesday. All right, so I guess I'll have to be working on a reaction for y'all today too, because I think my reactions are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or was that Word on the Streets? I can't even fucking remember anymore, man. I got to come up with a better schedule. Okay, Vebro reactions Tuesdays and Thursdays. On the Gunline podcast Tuesdays, Word on the Streets Mondays, and as necessary. All right, cool. I already did my Word on the Streets. If you haven't checked that one out, it's me and my boy Dago. We're talking about gentrification because Word on the Streets is gentrification is kicking out poor people and changing up the culture out there in the cities. Go ahead and check that one out. I'll probably link it up in here somewhere. So with that said, give me a like, sub, and all that good stuff. Rounds complete, intermission, gun line out. March order, y'all. Deuces.